Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this video I want to show you how you can create stunning sunset in Lightroom. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge Ramelli. I'm a French photographer from the amazing, the incredible city of Paris, France. And in this video I want to show you how I did some of the sunset in my latest book on Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a very sunset city and there's really a technique to get it right in Lightroom. Here it is. How to create stunning sunset using Lightroom. I'm using Lightroom Classic right now, and I just want to show you because I just finished a workshop in Los Angeles and I took a couple of sunset photos that I really like, but I find that retouching sunset is kind of hard. So yes, I use my presets most of the time, but this time I'm going to show you manually completely how I do it, starting with this photo. So my usual workflow starts by opening up the shadows and bringing down the highlights. You've seen this over and over. Then I hold down the black point and I give a little black point. So the idea of the black point is really you want to have, I would say about 2% of the photo of pure black. I think it's very important for the, the balance of the photo. But then you hold on the white slider, the alt key for the white slider, and same thing. And I usually go all the way until I see something. You see now I'm seeing some points there. And I don't want to really go further. Usually I just drop the alt key and I just eyeball it around there. Good. Now, the photo is really not too dark. So usually what I do is I just boost the overall exposure. I really like that. Maybe not that much. And it's time to find the right colors. So what I really advise you to do is, the problem for many, many years, I used to go to shade and add magenta and get like this really colorful photo. The problem with that is that you are losing all the cold colors, the blue. There's only warm colors, which is not always how it is. Usually I had a bit of blue left in the sky. So what I do now is I go to daylight. I still add a bit of magenta because I'm an magenta addict, but this way we have the sunset here and we keep all the blue there. But that's not over. What I also do is I take a radial circle. I make a big radial circle where the sun is. I invert it, I feather it, and where the sun is supposed to be, I'm going to go to basically temperature and add a lot of yellow and a little bit of magenta and maybe sometimes a bit of saturation. 3 things for the price of 1. So I'm really going to make that, that sunset pop. And remember, this is a raw file, so the sunset is kind of lost in translation. It's lost there because it's a raw file. But you see, the problem is that it's too much. And I did it on purpose, and you see there's like a spillover on the rocks. Now, thanks to the new option that we have in Lightroom, I can use a wrench mask off and go to Luminance, and that's going to create a mask. I'm going to move right, and look what's going to happen. I show you with the hold on the option key. It's going to create a mask. And remember, all mask in all software, white reveals, black conceals. So now the rocks is getting grayish, darker, so they're going to block, they're going to mask the yellow, and the sky is very white, so it's going to keep it. So check it out. The result is now that the yellow is only on the sky, and it's less than before and not on the rocks. Check it out. Before, after. Super change. Now, to really appreciate this, make sure that when you're using the radial circle, that show edit pin is on auto. This way, when you are in the photo, you can edit the pin, but when you go out of the photo, it disappears and you can appreciate the photo. Just one little trick, but when I did the workshop, most of the students had it on, I think, on always. And so they always had the pin, even when they couldn't really see what they were doing. So that's really simple, but important. Okay, next, I think this photo, I want to make it into a panorama. So I'm going to crop it, and I mean, not panorama, but I like to go to the 16:9. That's how I print my photo. I really like 16:9. It gives like a more panoramic feeling. I'm going to leave it like this. It's good. Now, the problem is that the top of the sky is way too bright. So, same thing here. We can add a gradient filter, which I'm going to do right now. So, I'm going to go to exposure. Now, when you take any of these settings, like exposure, or if I take like contrast, it's going to put on all the sliders onto 0 except contrast. So in this case, I don't want contrast, I want exposure. I'm just going to lower the exposure so that we get some more of the sky. And maybe, but be very gentle on this. You can add a little bit of blue again, so that is, but don't do this. Like I see a lot of people retouching this sunset like this, and it just looks completely fake. So, it's kind of hard not to go fake. I try to really, I mean, this sunset in Animator Beach last week was amazing. It was so bright and yellow. I'm just trying to give this back the way I experienced it. So now, okay, we have this, but you see now, same idea. The top of the rock is too dark. So range mask off. I'm going to go to Luminance, and I'm just going to use the Option key and go to the right, you know, and create a mask. This way, I'm darkening the sky, but not the rocks. Check it out. I can go here. Oh, you see, I have it on always, my pin. You want it on auto. So when you go out of the photo, the pin is not there. And then before, after. It's kind of subtle, but it's there, okay? Now it's time to, I like to, especially when they have such a beautiful sunset, I really like to play and mess around with the colors. So I'm going to go to the U, and I'm just going to, I usually just, on sunset, I just play around with, and that's what I do a lot in my preset. So I just play around with the U, see what it does. Doesn't do much. It adds a bit of red, so I'm going to do that. Let's play around with the orange. Yeah, orange. See on the right, it brings a lot of green into the sky, and on the left, it makes it warmer. That's kind of cool. Yellow. Yeah, I'm not going to touch. Usually, I add more saturation on the not too much, but on the red and on the orange to make it pop even more. And voila. I love going from cold to warm. I think it really works well. Okay, and the last thing I would do on this one is take a little brush, make sure I am on exposure, and I will use the a flow around like 80. Yeah, 80 is good. And I just want to paint here a little bit, not everywhere, but on some of the wave that was coming and the slow exposure effect I got. I think I must have been like half a second. I love shooting the sea at half a second. You know, half a second is good. So I usually overdo it and then I underdo it. So you see I'm at 1.02. That's too much. I'm going to go like at 0.5 or something and check it out. So before, after. Cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I really like that. And I think on the overall photo, I'm just going to add a bit of more contrast to make it pop even more. Maybe add a little bit of exposure. And sometimes I like to mess around with a curve because I don't want to touch what I did, but I'm like, what if I add even more contrast but with a curve? Sometimes you get a different result. Make this a little brighter and click here and make this a little darker. Just add that extra je ne sais quoi, which can really make it pop. Okay, I really like this. You can press the backslash key on the keyboard to see the before and the after, before, after. I would say that's quite a change. And you know, I love crazy colors, and believe me, this was a crazy sunset. It was really that saturated. But if you don't like that crazy look, you can just take your saturation and bring it down and have something that's going to give you a lot less attraction on social media. That is your choice. But if you want to become famous, go for the saturation. I'm just kidding. It's funny. It's just, you know, I have tested this over and over. Very colorful saturated do really well on 500px and Instagram. It's just my observation. But anyways, that being said, I'm really happy with this. And I show you a trick. Now, I spent all this time retouching that one for, oh, one thing I didn't do is the sharpening. See, it's pretty sharp. Really like it. Although I was at f14, yeah, it was pretty sharp. And there is a man there, but that's fine. I could erase that in Photoshop. Okay, I'm going to go to my sharpening. Sharpening. And then I'm going to add my good old formula, which is 90 of sharpening, about 50 of masking, because when you hold on the Option key, you can see which is whatever is black is not going to get sharpened. You don't want to sharpen the sky. I'm actually even going to put more masking, like 63. And I usually do a little bit of noise reduction because all that sharpening brings back noise. So 10. So 90, 62, 10. Anyway, I'm going to give you that raw file so you can play around with. You can even post it on social media. As long as you give me credits for the photo, I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so now I spent all this time on this photo, and I got this other photo here, which is just as I was going away. And I'm going to synchronize, and I'm going to make sure that everything's selected except the brush. I don't want the brush because the brush is so personal from one photo to another. Okay. Not bad, but now it's too, you know, it's too bright. So what you do is you hold on the Option key and you reset your black point. You want 3% of black. You reset your white point. You want to make sure you don't burn anything. And in this case, I'm just going to lower the photo because I want something like this. And I can go in there. This was really dark when I left. This is right there. It was really dark. There was just a little bit of sun left. And then I'm just going to paint here again to just make some of the wave pop. I really give you a little advice. If you are shooting in the ocean, really try to go manual, go half a second, 100 ISO, and then play around with the aperture, because half a second is going to give you this kind of nice wavy shape. If you go too long, you're going to lose the movement, and I kind of like that. So voila, that is how you can create stunning sunset in Adobe Lightroom. Let me show you again the before. So that's the before, and that's the after. So that's the other one, before and after. So guys, I'm going to give you the source files. You can download them below the video. Just play around with them. You can even post them on social media. You know, do your version, but just credit me as a photographer. My hashtag is @photoserge. Can't wait to see what you can do with these photos, and I will see you in another video. Mesdames et messieurs, au revoir. All right, guys, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so you can get a notification every time I do a new free video. Mesdames et messieurs, I will see you in another video. Au revoir, and don't forget to subscribe.